What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Team Radio with the Bros. I am Jack. That's my brother Will. Will, how are you today? How's your week?
Jack, I am doing great. We are finally back recording this. Guys, we have experienced so much life in the past few weeks with the breaks and the races. Things have been hectic. We've had surgeries that we've had to deal with. We've had like call-ins for jobs or working extra overnights. Just things have not aligned for us recently to be able to get this out in the way that we want to. And so I'm so excited that we're back, especially with following this crazy race in Canada. So I'm really excited to talk about it. But today, unfortunately, the Hog Baseball did lose. They're now in the elimination bracket for their regional that they're in. But don't have to really get into that. But other than that, dude, I'm just so happy to be back and talking racing with you, with my brother, and get into the nitty gritty of what the hell happened. Because a lot happened. But yeah, dude, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing absolutely phenomenal on this side. Me personally had a good week. Obviously, Colorado Avalanche got swept in the Stanley Cup Western Cup Finals, or Western Conference Finals,
Yep.
not Cup. But
Heartbreak.
anyway, so that sucks. On to the Broncos season. Spurs just beat the Thunder. Thank you, God.
Hell yeah.
I just didn't want to see, back-to-back years. That's all it is.
You know those
Just
like
recency
iconic,
disbias.
yeah.
What?
Well, you know those iconic like Nike photos where like everything's centered and it's a still shot in black and white
Hmm.
and it'll just have like the Nike swoosh over it. So it's like Jordan holding the like, actually Kobe holding the like championship trophy in the locker room bathroom. Like photos like that Nike will like say, "Hey, this is an iconic historic moment." I saw somebody make one of when Wemby's holding the ball over Shea's head and Shea's just down like at his waist basically, and he's just looking straight down at him. I was like, bro, this is epic, and it meant so much to him. And I'm like, I miss that about sports. I miss that about sports. That's something I love about F1 because every race win is
Did you
like that.
see the picture with the nuns? It's just pray. No, it's hilarious. But yeah,
Hmm.
Wemby's a dog. So excited to watch the NBA Finals. We're gonna have Spurs versus Knicks. Congrats to all the Spurs fans out there and the Knicks fans. Not really a New York guy, but God bless him, I guess. But yeah, so a good Canadian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, didn't get to watch. However, did get to peep the highlights and also a little notes review with my brother here. But Will's gonna do much of the review on that, but I'll also kind of, you know, I have some obvious notes and because it's easy to follow. I mean, Antonelli is a dog. Who wasn't thinking that before this
Yeah.
race? But after this, you're already thinking that. Russell, unfortunate, but hey, is what it is.
Hmm.
Um, Lewis has his best finish in a Ferrari. It looks good, and we're going into Monaco with Mercedes compression engines. Like FIA is now doing this new test, right? So it should, in
Hmm.
theory, work. It's a new type of test that should test it while, it heats up and stuff over the course of a lap. But other than that, Will, what did you think about the Canadian Grand Prix?
Bro, it was electric. It was so exciting. It made me so happy to see the sport going again. I know that in the midst of all these new regulations, there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of figuring out. There's a lot of madness going on. And it continued, but I would say in the best way in Canada. It was just so much fun. Now, besides having to see all the DNFs, which is not normal to have, what was it, six DNFs, something like that. It was just raw racing and people just pushing it to the limit. I mean, it looked like every single lap during the Mercedes battle, like they were pushing it. And not only were they like battling so competitively, right? And going off the track and hitting the grass and screaming in their radios so much that their team principal and CEO has to say,
Hmm.
"Hey, focus on the racing, please." The fact that Mercedes is that far ahead and still fighting one another, not losing speed, is just immaculate. And I mean, props to their constructors and the engine. But getting into the drivers, man, Kimi Antonelli's a dog, like you said. This guy, he is a legend in the making. I really believe it. Now, granted, Does he have? What are you doing?
4 race wins in a row from Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Kimmy is just looking like he's like, did you think this was gonna be easy, George? Like, did you think that I was just gonna like show up and make all these mistakes? And granted, Kimmy is definitely due for a mistake, whether that's in qualifying or a poor sprint where he reads something wrong and he thinks about it all weekend, whatever. He's still due for those mistakes because he's young. Like, and that's understandable. I mean, you
Yeah,
have teams that are double DNFing because of a last minute call on, hey, we're going to keep the tires that we have for weather that isn't maybe coming. But let's get into that, Jack. McLaren.
I think their drivers knew right away they were fucked. You know what I mean? You could hear the. I mean, what would you say? I mean, discomfort? No, not discomfort. Probably. What is the freaking
Frustration.
term? No, when they don't believe, the non-belief, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the idea, because
Disbelief.
yeah, the disbelief. That's what I was looking for. I was looking. It's like it's a D word. What am I talking about? The disbelief in the idea of the inters. Now, I also
Mhm.
think they were on board off rip, but then they took the first formation lap. Shit happens. They have to take a second formation lap. Didn't they have to take a third or some
Yeah,
shit?
it was crazy.
Anyways, McLaren made a fucking mistake. What is new? Uh, who would have thought Zach Brown could make an error? Me. I did.
Have
What a
you heard of that,
moron.
by the way? That
Hmm.
theory about him?
What?
There's like a theory that says that like is he purposely makes the team look bad when he's not there to show that like he's like they're not good without him. Almost this like god complex. So like, of course he's going to the Indy 500 this weekend to represent McLaren and their team. And you have this call about them keeping on the intermediates while the whole entire front row has softs on and they're looking around them and like you said they have that disbelief and then they double DNF or not double DNF sorry, it felt like a double DNF, I'll say that. But
Where did they finish?
so Lando DNF'd and then Oscar Piastri, he was the one to knock, I think he was Hulkenberg who he knocked out or Albon, I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
Lando.
Lando DNF'd, and then Oscar Piastri ended up with a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Where did he finish?
It's okay. We'll go through the order at the end.
Okay.
Man, it was just one of those calls where it's like maybe we just follow what's going on around us for the best success,
Hmm.
and see like where we're at halfway through the race. Because I mean, it's like you got to think people start crashing or having problems with their grip, they're gonna go in and pit and get those intermediates on, right? And so, or there's going to be a bad crash or something, and then there's a safety car, and they all go pit for intermediates. And it's like, that's when I would have made the decision. Now, granted, I just got into the sport, and I don't know anything about the teams necessarily and their protocols and how they do a lot. But from just kind of an outsider looking in, you see it as this like, okay, well, why, like, were you thinking that you were just gonna be smarter than everyone else and like your strategy's just gonna pay off? Because like, how often does that actually happen where we're just one team strategy just ultimately just is the reason why they're so good all the time?
Well, I think they probably. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but if I had to guess, I
Hmm.
probably would assume each team had a set of, all of them, and they're covered
Yeah.
up. So you don't know what's underneath them. So
Hmm.
I don't know. Me personally, I think they probably recognized it late and were like, well, it's a little too late to change this.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And so, is what it is. Obviously, they took a gamble, didn't pay off. Classic McLaren move. But I want to touch on George Russell.
Yeah.
Obviously, his car just took a shit on him.
Essentially, I guess they just posted. I mean, you can probably look it up, but they just posted what the internal details of what happened to his car.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, it's like you don't want to see a race go off like that, right? So it's like you have this exciting battling that's going on for laps on end. You want it to
Hmm.
keep happening. You want to see the fight to the end, right? You want to see if somebody makes a call or gets 3 seconds ahead and then makes a bad turn or locks up or whatever. Like you want to see that even if there is a gap that is created or Antonelli gets ahead, like, but just to see that it happen, how fast it happened, and then him like, throwing the headrest and or the headpiece, and they're literally fining him for it, and then you see all the memes about him talking about Max last year or maybe 2 years ago. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
About what?
Where he was saying like borderline aggression or borderline violence.
I think it was 2 years ago, but then he said something last year too. But anyways, I mean, George is one thing. Like obviously, it sucks his car shit on him because Mercedes was looking. They were competing, but
Hmm.
it's one of those things that's interesting now because Antonelli has a pretty firm grip on the championship lead,
Hmm.
and so it's one of those. We're gonna obviously dive into Monaco in a little bit, and we're gonna talk more about the compression ratio a little bit too.
Hmm.
But it's one of those things that is interesting to look forward to because it's like if this impacts Mercedes, did George Russell really miss out on an opportunity?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so this obviously negatively impacts Mercedes in some aspect. We just don't know how much.
Hmm.
We don't know if Mercedes just built a rocket ship or if they build just a really good engine.
Yeah.
And so we'll find out in Monaco, but George could potentially be looking down the barrel as losing one of his only potential championship chances.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree with you. And I also think I saw a comment on Instagram this past week, but someone had said that this is a larger gap than Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris had last year,
Hmm.
ever, like throughout the whole year. Now, granted, we saw the Max Verstappen come back, yes, but that was a legend doing legendary shit, right? And it's like
Yes, and
George
shit
Russell doesn't have
happened.
a yeah, George Russell doesn't have a world driving championship. So it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot to make up that deficit. And then now, I mean, getting into this, like you have Lewis Hamilton doing his best driving while at Ferrari, getting the P2. And I think this is gonna be something you look back on down the road and you're like, holy shit, you got Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and Kimi Antonelli on a podium. Like, what a moment, right?
Yeah.
And especially like Canada is Georgia's track. I mean, you predicted him to win, right? So it's like
Hmm. I
obviously,
thought he was going
especially
to have a
after
good showing.
last year, yeah,
And I
especially
think
after
the year
last year,
before he did well, and I'm not too for sure. I think he's won twice there before. But
yeah.
anyways, continue.
And I mean, it's like George knows this track with like the back of his hand. I mean, there's the viral video of him like closing his eyes and being able to tell you, turns and shit without looking on
Yeah,
certain
but
tracks.
damn near all of them can do that.
Yeah. You now have Leclerc, Russell, and Hamilton all right there looking for that second place. I mean, they're all within a race win now. And so things are tightening up, and Ferrari did get a kind of a little bit of breathing room after this McLaren fiasco that happened this weekend. But yeah, man, I'm just excited for more racing like this. I think with the continued tweaks that the FIA is making and wanting it to be more competitive, I think
We'll
things
get better
are
racing.
yeah, and energy component or not, right? Like that's what we want to see. And
Yeah,
I just it was a lot of fun.
just to fact check myself, George Russell's only won Canada once, but he's placed well there before. But
Okay.
yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you on the Canadian Grand Prix. It was a good race, and hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, this is a couple of good ones in a row,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we're gonna see this continue. Hopefully, Monaco is decent. I mean, in
Yeah.
the years past, it's been difficult. Cars are a little smaller, so we'll see, but they're not as enough small enough. I think it's gonna make a difference. I think it's still gonna be a little bit of a snoozer. Maybe we'll see some more. Who knows? But isn't the straight mode like not activated this?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Can you look that up just to confirm?
Yeah. Okay. So for 2026 Monaco, there's the active arrow ban. So essentially, the active arrow isn't going to be on. And then introduced a mandatory Rev 1 engine mode. Okay, so not a two stop this year. So it's just going to be a one stop. And then
Makes sense.
there will be obviously the engine change.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, do you ready? Do you want to touch on anything else? I mean, obviously Max gets a podium.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best podiums we might ever see. We might see three of the greatest drivers. Who knows? We'll see what Kimi Antonelli does with his career. We already know that's two of the greatest drivers F1's ever seen on a podium. But
Mm-hmm. I would say like, dude, Colapinto looks he's being fierce out there,
yeah,
and
for
he's
sure.
he's showing some results,
He's had
and
some good results all year.
yeah, and he shows that he like wants a team to be on, you know?
Yeah,
He's like showing that, hey, I have potential. Put me in a car that and I'll stun you.
I
And
will.
I
What
believe it.
Isaac
I'm starting to
Hadjar
become a
finish?
believer. Hmm?
What Isaac Hadjar finish?
Bro, P5, baby.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Just to touch on real quick, obviously Kimi Antonelli in P1, Lewis P2, Max P3, Charles in P4, Isaac in fifth, Franco in sixth, followed by Liam Lawson, Pierre Gasly in P8, Carlos Sainz, and then Ollie Behrman to round out the top 10 that got points in Canada. Will, do you want to touch predictions? Or do you have anything else you want to get into?
That's about it for me. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun watching. I know that we didn't really touch on the sprint. I didn't get to watch it.
I didn't
Um,
either. I was
and
busy.
so yeah, and I did go back and like rewatch like the highlights and stuff, and obviously like read up on some of the articles that were put out, watched the videos, but um, other than that, just a really fun weekend for racing all around in motorsport with Indy 500 as well. It's a huge sport. That was an
Hmm.
insane. I guess that was the closest finish that they had ever recorded in the Indy 500, so that was really sick.
I have
But
no. I don't watch
it's
anything
okay.
else.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. But yeah, man, it was just it was a lot of fun, like I said, and you just had a lot of really, really good uh overtakes, really, really solid like adjustments that were made by teams throughout the weekend. And I'm just again, like I said, I'm really excited. I'm excited for Monaco, bro. So let's go ahead and finish this off with some predictions, and I
Well,
can go over it, unless you have something else.
no, I just want to say let's touch on our predictions from last week,
Yeah,
see where we're at, and then we'll get into Monaco and do predictions for Monaco.
yeah.
All
So
right, well, where do we stand?
unfortunately, like I said, things have been chaotic. So Jack and I had a little mix up with our predictions, and so we only got to do one round of them. And so that way we wanted to also make sure that we had some predictions for the sprint. Um,
Regardless.
and so we ended up both. What we did is we took what our predictions of the main race, and then we just duplicated them for the sprint. So same placements and everything. I'm not gonna go. Actually, yeah, I'll go over the sprint real quick as well because there were some points scored.
All right, let's
Um,
go. Let's go. Let's
yeah,
hear it.
so yeah, you went first. So Jack went first last time, and
Okay.
he had Esteban Ocon in P13, which was correct. He had Lando Norris in P4, which was not correct. He had Colapinto P16, incorrect again, and he had George Russell winning the race. And guess who won it? Mr. George Russell himself. And so Jack there got three freaking points from the sprint. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I
Let's
said, hey,
freaking get it.
we needed to do something for it. So
Let's
I
go.
had Isaac Hadjar, Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon, and then I also had Max Verstappen as the winner. None of those were correct, so no points for me for the sprint. But like I said, we had the exact same ones, and so Jack, like I said, had Esteban Ocon in P13. He got P14. He had Lando Norris in P4, who DNF'd. He had Franco Colapinto in P16, way or underestimated him, where he finished P6. And then George Russell, he had as the winner, and Mr. George DNF'd famously.
Hmm.
And then I had Mr. Isaac Hadjar in P12. He got P5. Congrats to him. I had Mr. Carlos Sainz in P7. He got P9.
Oh,
I was close there.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Albon, poor guy DNF'd, had a rough weekend. If anybody was cursed, it was definitely him. And then I had Max as the winner, and Max finished out the podium on P3. So, finishing that, Jack now has gotten 3 points this weekend. And so he now has 8 points. I have 0 points. And the curse wheel was Max Verstappen, which did not hit. Max had a good weekend, especially finishing up that main race with that podium. So the curse wheel is still at 10 because the first time it predicted Max this year, it did hit him. So sorry about that, but that is where we're at. So we got 10 to 8 to zip, and Jack
Oh
is winning.
no. Okay, I
Technically,
got
the
this
curse
shit.
wheel is winning, but
Kurtzwell's winning. We might have to pull our punches, but Will, let's get into Monaco.
let's
Let's get
do
into
it.
Monaco. Obviously we've been hinting on it, so let's just touch on it immediately. The biggest thing about Monaco that is different compared to the rest of the season is the new compression ratio loophole ban. FIA has a new testing procedure that essentially will be testing it while it's hot. And
Mm.
that's basically what Mercedes was kind of exploiting, if you want to say, was the fact that, yes, while it was cold, it was technically 16 to 1. But when it got hotter, it just increased a little bit to give a little bit more horsepower when the engine was at its hottest. Um, so FI has increased or has introduced a new test that takes place for Monaco here on out for the rest of the year. So we shall see how good of a car Mercedes built and slash how good of a driver Kimi Antonelli slash George Russell are this year. And we
That's gonna
shall
be
see.
so interesting, bro.
We also should see how Ferrari does. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm interested. Maybe maybe they get a race win. Now, obviously, Mercedes has won every race this year, so it might be time for something to change. Ferrari has historically done well in Monaco, so it could happen here. And it could be amazing. So that'd be fun. Um, Other than that, Monaco, super low speed track, very beautiful, aesthetic, pleasing. We're really not going to have good racing until the cars get really small here, but it is a fun track, very cool, very fun weekend. No fake water like in Miami, a real dock and that bitch with charter boats and all
Hey,
that.
throwback to when Kimi Räikkönen DNF'd and then walked over to his freaking yacht.
Yeah, it's yacht, insane. But Will, do you have anything you want to touch on for Monaco?
Bro, it is Monaco, baby. Here come the Italian red fans, the family. And no, I'm just really excited. I just Leclerc had a really freaking rough weekend, okay? And
Yeah.
he just needs his confidence back. And I think going home is gonna I think it's gonna do something to him. And I think it's gonna also boost us and our confidence, especially knowing that Hamilton now is really settled. He's having good communication. The camaraderie with the team is gotten a lot better than it was. And do we know if his race engineer swap was the big change? I don't know, but man, I'm looking forward to it. It's Monaco, Formula One. Who isn't, right? Now, like you said, with the cars, yes, it's basically going to just come down to qualifying, as we know, but you don't know because look what happened in Canada. We had our 3-4 qualifiers,
Mhm.
and one of them didn't, what's it called, didn't finish the race. The other one gets a massive time penalty and just says see ya to another person. So you never know, bro. And with the walls being so like freaking tight and the turns, it's gonna be interesting.
I
You
hear
never
you.
know. We could have a Lance Stroll throwing somebody off in the back as they're trying to get lapped, or as he's trying to get lapped or some shit. Well, do you have anything else about Monaco that you want to hit on?
Obviously, there's some iconic turns and you know like straights and things like that, like
Mm,
cinematic shots. I think of like the hairpin, obviously, and then I'm trying to think of some others off the top of my head that I can think of. Oh, the little S turn. I think it's after the straight under or the
yep.
little underpass thing. Anyways, so It's a beautiful track. Obviously, they need to decrease the size of the cars to make for better racing in the future.
Hmm.
But for now, we'll see how they do this year.
I say let's get into predictions, man.
All
This is
right.
our
Well,
first live prediction. Actually, is it?
I think we've done one or two,
I think
but
we did the preseason one,
yeah.
but things
But
have just been hairy with our schedules, bro. So,
exactly, and now we're back on it. Let's get it. You
all
ready?
right, let's do it. Yeah,
Will, your first spin
let's
for
do
the Monaco
it.
Grand Prix is Arvid Lindblad.
Okay. Kind of scary because he's been good, but then there's just times where he might not be so great, you know?
No, exactly, but you live and you learn. You ready?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
brother. Yeah, brother.
Hammy
All right, you ready for your last
father.
and final for the Monaco Grand Prix?
Mm-hmm. Bro, if I got all red.
Valtteri Bottas.
Oh, butt ass. Okay.
That's a good description. All right, my first spin. Kimi Antonelli.
Oh my God, asshole.
Fernando Alonso.
Okay.
My third and final spin for the Monaco Grand Prix. Checo Perez. All right, well, we both got a
Okay.
Cadillac
You got a
driver.
Cadillac.
All right.
That's gonna be fun. Are we allowing DNFs? I feel like we should.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's just such a cop out if a team is like shit.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
like like
Yeah. You're
Aston
right, you're right,
Martin,
you're
I could be.
right. I got it. I got it. Shit. We go in order. So even if they technically get P19 at DNF, then that works.
Mm-hmm.
Or something
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Will, give me your list.
I got you. For Mr. Arvid Lindblad, I have him in Monaco at P12.
Okay.
Mr. Lewis Hamilton, representing that red, just out on the podium at P4.
P4.
For
Interesting.
Mr. Butt Ass, just kidding, Valtteri Bottas, I have him. I kind of gave it away, P19.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then
Don't spoil your race winner.
here's the thing, Jack. Oh
Do
yeah,
not
you're right,
spoil
you're
your
right.
race winner.
Okay.
All right, Will. Mine, I had
Mm-hmm.
Kimi Antonelli in P4.
P4. Okay.
You'll understand in a second.
Okay.
Fernando Alonso, P9. I think he gets points. It's
Okay.
Monaco. If he has a good qualifying lap, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Or if his strategy goes well, I think he just gets
Yeah.
Checo Perez, P17. One of Cadillac's best
P17.
finishes. I think they have a good race, and he pulls it together.
Okay.
Who do you have winning the Monaco Grand Prix?
Jack. My heart so badly wanted to say Leclerc, okay?
Yeah.
But I had to listen to my gut. Something was just telling me, okay?
Okay.
I have Mr. Oscar Piastri bringing home the trophy in Monaco
Okay.
in
I like that.
2026.
I like that, Will.
Had to
Bounce
abandon
back
the
weekend.
red for the orange. I'm so sorry to all my friends out there and family, but it's just what it is.
Well, I really like that. I like that a lot. Um, what if I told you
Don't tell me it was the same.
That my thoughts are Mercedes. Maybe they're not as fast.
Okay.
Just a little, maybe a little more even playing field.
Okay.
And what if everybody was pretty even? And it was
Okay.
like, oh my gosh, like this is
Yeah.
like who's gonna win that?
Yeah.
Max Verstappen.
Max Verstappen. I
Max
love it.
Verstappen puts together a 2026 Monaco Grand Prix pole lap of the century. To take pole, he wins the Monaco Grand Prix, kisses the babies, goes home. You know what I mean? Kisses his
Yeah.
baby. You know, all the things that life is. And that's the thing this weekend. These drivers all live in Monaco. I think like 18 of them, probably, or maybe at least 12.
Yeah.
So they're literally driving to work this weekend. They don't have to fly. They're
Mhm.
most of them, but
They're going home.
yeah, they're gonna be literally able to walk to the paddock probably if they really wanted to.
Hmm.
But we only have one more thing for the predictions.
Hit us with it.
The curse wheel.
Mm. Da da
Are you ready
da.
for the 2026 Monaco Grand
Ooh,
Prix?
this could be rough.
The curse wheel selects Charles Leclerc.
No, no.
No
That's
way.
actually I feel so bad now.
There's
Oh
Leclerc. I feel
shit.
horrible. I feel so
Poor
bad.
guy. He just
I
got
feel so
married
bad.
too.
I feel so bad. He's
His
gonna
luck
be
has
able to
run
walk to
out.
work tonight or this
Hmm.
weekend, but yeah. So obviously, Monaco Grand Prix this weekend, iconic F1 race. I think it's one of the original like six besides Silverstone. That's Silverstone, maybe Austria.
Hmm.
I can't think of the other ones because I'm blanking. But all to say, I am very much so looking forward to this weekend. Probably not going to be the best race. Probably just going to be aesthetics. That's okay. But Will, do you have anything else you want to touch on before we sign out of here?
No, I'm also very, very excited and looking forward to racing. Even though my eyes will definitely be glued to qualifying, I think there will still be some interesting things happening during the main race. But I do want to touch on this before you close us out. I apologize, and we apologize for just the recent kind of technical difficulties and problems with the latest video uploads with our lip syncing in particular. And I just want to say, like, there's been a recent update on our editing software, and so I'm just been kind of still figuring it out. But guess what? We're gonna get there, and we're gonna make sure that this is quality for you guys. And thank you for the feedback, whether it's negative or positive. Always appreciated. So I just wanted to address that.
No, I appreciate it. And then also, we didn't really talk about Max and Lewis's, 2021 reminiscent battle for P2,
Mm.
but that was cool to see. But all to say, this has been another episode of Team Radio with the Bros. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like this episode, throw us a comment, tell a friend about it if they're into F1. If you're on Spotify, throw us a 5 star, give us a follow there. If you're on Instagram Reels, we really do appreciate that. Appreciate the follows there, the love on TikTok as well. But
Hmm.
we hope you guys have a great rest of your week and enjoy the race up and coming. We're gonna have more races in the summer as it gets to Europe, right? But
Yes, sir.
you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time on Team Radio with the Bros.
Peace.
Peace.